Storm continues to be rotating, lots of lightning, and the possibility of tornadic activity as it makes its way toward the city of Guyman. And again, we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning out for our friends in Texas County. This runs until 10 p.m. And coming in from the Weather Service, they are now saying, based on reports we have received, a wall cloud may still be present with that storm, albeit not as low as it was when the warning was issued. Still a very dangerous storm. So, excuse me. So again, we're watching this area right here. At the present time, the Weather Service feels that the wall cloud's a little bit higher than it was at one point. But again, a very dangerous storm, large hail, and the possibility of tornadic activity with it as it makes its way farther to the south and east and eventually into the city of Guyman. Let's go back over to the radar presentation very quickly. And again, excuse me. We're looking at this area right here. Notice the rotation right there. It is now on Highway 412. And again, if you kind of draw a direction of flow of where it's going, it might bypass the Guyman just on the north side of town, or it may actually end up going right over the top of Guyman. It is not on the ground at this time, but definitely rotation within the supercell where you see the red and the green mixing, and where you see that little pink area right there. That is a concern. That is definitely a concern. And so we know we have storm spotters out watching this. We're watching it with our tower camera, but this is the area of concern as this tornadic supercell continues to move off to the southeast. I would not be surprised at all if the Weather Service continues this tornado warning, but actually extends it farther southeast along with the threat for the tornado. And at this time, a tornado is still possible with the storm. The threat is not gone at this time. Coming out from the Weather Service just now, a tornado is still possible with this storm, and the threat is not gone at this time. So we are still concerned about this area right here with this thunderstorm as it moves off to the southeast, and again, getting closer to the city of Guyman as we speak. Also, there is a very pronounced hail core with it. Again, baseball-sized hail up to apple or softball-sized hail is a concern with this thunderstorm. Again, there is a vertical component, of course, gravity pulling the hail to the ground, but also a horizontal component with the supercell thunderstorm tossing these hailstones out in a horizontal fashion, and so that may actually increase the forward speed and do more damage with these hailstones as they impact buildings and vehicles and trees. So again, we're watching this for you, and again, we're watching the hail core make its way closer to the city of Guyman. Here is the Doppler Velocity. Again, this looks like basically something you're not used to seeing, but green indicates winds blowing toward the radar. Red indicates winds going away from the radar, and where the two are mixing, this is where we have the concern for the tornado. And you can see it's getting very close to the city of Guyman, at least that rotating part of the supercell thunderstorm. And so that's what we're watching at this time as it continues to move off to the southeast. For our friends in Guyman, you need to be in your place of safety. If you live in central Texas County, you need to be in your place of safety. For our friends in Elkhart, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. You're not part of this tornado warning that runs until 10 o'clock tonight. And let's go back to our Guyman Tower camera, if we could, please. And seeing lots of lightning. And each time you see the illumination from the lightning, you get a sense of where the wall cloud is located. It's in this area right here. As the thunderstorm makes its way over the top of the city of Guyman, lots of cloud-to-ground lightning up to the northeast right here. And again, this area of concern might be right here where we have the wall cloud forming and continuing to move off to the southeast, and something we continue to watch, again, as it makes its way toward the city of Guyman. So the entire complex, the entire supercell is moving southeast at about 15 miles per hour. So it is a slow mover. And again, unfortunately at night, the only way that you can see a tornado with a thunderstorm is by the illumination of lightning, or if that tornado actually starts to affect the power grid. And then you'll start to see the flashes of light where it is hitting the power grid. We do not see that. But we are seeing the illumination by the lightning with the lowering of the wall cloud, the mesocyclone area. So this is the area of concern. And when I say mesocyclone, it's the area of the thunderstorm that rotates counterclockwise. Anything that rotates counterclockwise is rotating cyclonically, so we call this a mesocyclone. So this is the area of concern for the possibility of a tornado as this thunderstorm moves into Guyman. You see just the barrage of lightning right now, very dangerous in its own right, and of course the heavy rain. So let me see here. Severe thunderstorm warning 1:30. 4:37 will be the warning being updated for the supercell. All other warnings will not be updated further. Again, apologies for the mistake on our end. So they're basically still getting their ducks in a row for this thunderstorm right here as it makes its way over the city of Guyman. For our friends in Guyman, again, please be in your place of safety at this time. Center of the house, lowest level. Again, put as many walls around you as possible. Don't take any chances with this storm. It is a dangerous storm, even if there's not a tornado on the ground, and we certainly hope that's the case. There definitely is some large hail with it, and that large hail is going to be moving into the city limits as we speak. Let's take it back over to the radar stops very quickly and kind of give you a sense as to where we're going. First of all, the Weather Service has put out a new severe thunderstorm warning that now takes this polygon all the way through the rest of Texas County. So now we have Guyman, Hardesty, and Baker included, and again Optima, and then you still see the tornado warning right there for the rotation with the supercell thunderstorms that moves off to the southeast. Again, this runs until 10 p.m., so we'll see if the Weather Service is going to extend this tornado warning or extend the polygon a little bit farther to the south and the east, something we will watch for you as this thunderstorm continues to migrate to the southeast. And again, a huge hail core right there. Again, getting very close to the city of Guyman. I feel that the precipitation mode may be a frame or two behind the Doppler velocity mode. I imagine that the hail core is probably right here on 412. And again, there's the possibility of up to at least baseball size hail. Looks like the hail core may be a little bit less intense right now as this thunderstorm blows off to the southeast at about 15 miles per hour. So again, as we go back over to the Doppler velocity, again, we are looking at this area right here. It looks like there may be some new development aloft in the supercell back to the northwest. Again, general movement of the entire system is to the southeast toward the city of Guyman. Let's take it back over to our tower camera and show you the very latest right now. So again, from our tower camera, looking back to the northwest, and again, through the illumination of the lightning, this is where you can see the lowering of the rain-free base, and it doesn't look to be as impressive right now as it did about 10 minutes ago. That's good news. We like to have a ragged rain-free base and possible wall cloud as this moves over a city population. And again, it looks like the wall cloud may be a little bit higher into the sky. That helps. Anything that will put more distance between the bottom of the cloud and the ground helps as far as keeping that tornado threat a little bit less. So something we'll watch. Heavy downpours continue. The barrage of lightning making its way into the city of Guyman right now. And again, you do see the area where it's not raining. This is called the rain-free base. So all of this area right here is where we're watching for this rotation. And again, that possibility of any tornadic activity. Again, no confirmation of any tornadoes on the ground. And at the present time, the thunderstorm is making its way into the city of Guyman. And again, definitely it is a heavy-duty thunderstorm. And still waiting on the Weather Service, kind of give an idea what they're going to do next with their tornado warning. But again, for our friends in Guyman, a very prolific light show, so to speak, a very vivid light show with the amount of lightning that this supercell thunderstorm is producing. And again, we are showing striations in the clouds where we very possibly could have another wall cloud trying to form. Only time will tell. And we'll watch this for you. Let's take it back over to the radars very quickly. And again, we are keeping an eye on this area right now. So we have outflow winds over Guyman. We have inflow winds coming into the city of Guyman. So again, there may be rotation right here. And I think that's what we're seeing from our downtown tower camera, or from our Guyman tower camera, rather, as this thunderstorm continues to migrate to the southeast over the city of Guyman. And you'll notice that we also have a severe thunderstorm warning out that also takes in Highway 412 south and east of Hooker and back over into the east central part of Texas County, the Oklahoma Panhandle. So Hardesty and Baker and Guyman, you folks are still under the gun. Remember that we have a city with a population of 10,000 plus, so they definitely need to be warned about this. And I hope everybody is heeding our warnings and in their place of safety right now in the city of Guyman for the possibility of this tornadic supercell as it continues to make its way to the southeast. Again, the tornado warning continues until 10 p.m. It is 9:45 right now, so we're still 15 minutes out until the expiration of the tornado warning, unless they extend that warning farther off to the southeast. That is what they are determining right now. When I say they are the meteorologists with the Weather Service here in Amarillo, Texas. Remember, the Weather Service issues the warnings. we then convey that message to you on TV or radio. That's our job as being on-air meteorologists. So we do not issue our own warnings. We are passing on to you the information coming in from the National Weather Service, and then we are adding our expertise to what we're seeing at the moment in time. And for us, fortunately, with a tower camera in Guyman, we basically have a front row seat. Let's take it over to the tower camera in Guyman again and take a look at this thunderstorm and see what we have right now. Looks like a new wall cloud maybe trying to form right there. Kind of hard to see. That may be the collar cloud around an area of hail and heavy rain also. Again, the only way we can see this is through the illumination of lightning, but nonetheless, a barrage of lightning moving into the city of Guyman at this time with this thunderstorm. Again, hail is a definite concern, up to the possibilities of baseball size. That's 2 3/4 inch in diameter. And then also we have to worry about the heavy rain. Flooding would be a concern. And then, of course, the tornado warning continues until 10 p.m. And you can see a wall cloud. It looks like a new wall cloud trying to form right there. Again, a little bit difficult to tell. But again, a wall cloud is where we have the most intense area of updraft of a thunderstorm. And so if there's going to be a tornado that forms, typically the tornado will be in, around, or coming straight out of the wall cloud. So that is our concern right now with this thunderstorm as it continues to move off to the southeast right over the heart of Guyman. So again, a very dangerous situation for our friends in Guyman. We're not taking this lightly. Again, we have a lot of folks in Guyman that need to be in their place of safety for the possibility of tornadic conditions and for the possibility of large hail. Remember that hailstones bounce, and so make sure that you have another wall between you and the outside of the structure. Don't be close to the windows because the windows could break out with the large hailstones that we're anticipating with this thunderstorm as it moves into the city of Guyman. And again, you can see just the multitude of flashes of lightning with this thunderstorm as it makes its way into Guyman. Guyman is the county seat of Texas County, and again, this thunderstorm is making its way into the city as we speak. Let's take it back over to the radar loops and show you what we have. This is the Doppler Velocity. So again, we are seeing rotation right now right over the heart of Guyman. This is right over the heart of Guyman. It looks like it may be a little bit ragged, not as well defined as it was about 20 or 30 minutes ago, but again, definitely a concern. Anytime you have a rotating supercell over the top of a populated area, we do get concerned. And so we want our friends in Guyman to please be in their place of safety. And we still have a severe thunderstorm warning out that runs farther to the east of Guyman around Hardesty and Baker. And then also we have the possibility of the large hail coming down with this thunderstorm. Again, the hail core is a little bit more diffuse. It doesn't look like we're probably getting the softballs like we were about 15 minutes ago, but definitely could be getting some golf ball size hail, hen egg size hail with this thunderstorm as it moves into the city of Guyman. And there's also the possibility that we have such strong updrafts into the thunderstorm that the radar is not actually keeping up with the size of the hail that's coming down. We do see this happen from time to time. But again, this thunderstorm is making its way into the city of Guyman, and we continue to watch it at this time. Let's take it back over to the tower camera, if we could, please. And let's see what we have going on with our tower camera at this time. T-storm warning continues. Let me read this to you. As you look at this right now, this live image coming in from our city, from Guyman in Texas County. By the way, this is not a tornado right here. That actually has more of a horizontal component, so it's probably a cloud that's trailing away from the camera. It looks like it's lowering, but I don't believe that is the case. I think it's trailing away from the camera, and it's hard, to make that distinction at night when you have the amount of lightning coming down. Okay, so here's the latest warning coming in from the Weather Service. Tornado possible. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. This runs until 10:45. 80-mile-per-hour straight-line winds. Okay, an 80-mile-per-hour straight-line wind would be qualified as an EF0 tornado strength of wind. So even though there's not a rotating wind that's hitting the ground, an 80-mile-per-hour straight-line wind will do just as much damage. And what we refer to this as a rear flanking downdraft. Basically, it's winds aloft around the supercell that are mixing to the surface, not tornadic, but they're accelerating to the surface, can do just as much damage as an actual tornado. So 80-mile-per-hour winds, that's hurricane force winds. A hurricane force wind starts at 74, so we're up to 80-mile-per-hour winds. And then we're also looking at the possibility of large hail. Right now, the Weather Service is saying 4-inch diameter hailstones. Softball is a 4-inch diameter hailstone. Hailstones the size of softballs can impact the surface of the earth upwards of 110 miles per hour. That does not include a horizontal component with that rear flanking downdraft that may be tossing those hailstones out horizontally and the gravity pulling those hailstones to the ground vertically. So again, right now, according to the Weather Service, we're getting 4-inch diameter hailstones. That's softball-sized hail. We have 80-mile-per-hour winds. We have a barrage of rain. We have a severe thunderstorm over the top of Guyman in central Texas County. But at the present time, a tornado is not being seen. That is the best news that we have. We have everything else going on, but thank goodness we don't have the tornado being seen. Lots of lightning with this thunderstorm. Again, it looks like it's a little bit higher base than what it was about an hour ago. 45 minutes ago anyway, and now it's making its way right over the heart of Guyman. Let's take it back over to the radars very quickly and see what the radars show us. So again, the Weather Service is looking at this area right here. It looks like the hail shaft is diffused, but again, we might be not seeing the strength of the storm, the updraft, and so as a result, the hail is still there. When I say we, the radar is not seeing the strength of the updraft. And so that large hail is there as it makes its way into the city of Guyman. And a little bit of good news, a lot of good news. The National Weather Service has expired the tornado warning for Texas County. Now, that doesn't mean let your guard down. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning, and they still have a tornado tag in the severe thunderstorm warning. So we're still looking at basically the same information, but at the present time, the thought is that the tornado threat has diminished enough that the Weather Service feels like it's okay to expire the tornado warning, but we still have this covered legally with a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado tag. So something we want to continue to watch, and they're saying this, the tornado warning will be allowed to expire. The tornado threat has gone down at this time. That is good news. And you can see the supercell doesn't seem to be as organized as it was a while ago. And again, we are still seeing some rotation. That rotation is higher up into the sky. It is moving right over Guyman and making its way to the southeast. But again, the tornado threat seems to have come down a little bit at this time. So the Weather Service has allowed for this tornado warning to be expired. But again, this doesn't mean that you want to just get out of your place of safety. Stay in your place of safety. We still have the possibility of softball-sized hail, 80-mile-per-hour straight-line winds, and still that tornado tag being a part of the severe thunderstorm warning with this cell as it moves off to the southeast. Again, it's not moving that fast. It's moving at only 15 to 20 miles per hour. So not only do we have to worry about the possibility of tornadic activity, large hail, damaging straight-line winds, but also a flooding threat. The supercell is probably producing rainfall rates upwards of 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour. So flooding could be a concern in areas of Guyman on Highway 412 and also on Highway 54 as this thunderstorm continues to move off to the southeast. So again, we are watching this for you, and we'll continue to see what happens with it as it makes its way off to the southeast. We're also getting signs from the Weather Service right now. We're also getting information from the Weather Service that a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our friends out in the western Texas Panhandle for quarter-size hail. So that would probably be Oldham County with that thunderstorm moving in. But again, our concern right now is this thunderstorm over the top of Guyman, hail core right over the city of Guyman. Let's take it back over to our tower camera. And again, according to the radar, we have a hail core possibly right over the city of Guyman right now, so there is that possibility of large hail, anywhere from golf balls to softballs falling across the city of Guyman, again with 80-mile-per-hour winds. You can see how the camera is kind of shaking in the wind, so again, very possibly we have an accelerated wind over the top of Guyman right now with the rear flanking downdraft of this thunderstorm. It looks like right there might be the wall cloud area, or at least the rain-free base. It has lifted considerably from where it was about 30 minutes ago, and I believe that's one of the reasons why the Weather Service allowed the tornado warning to expire early. We are getting reports now of, again, possibly some baseball to softball-sized hail over the city of Guyman as this thunderstorm moves off to the southeast. Let's take it back over to the radars. And again, kind of give you an idea of what we're seeing on the radar graphic. There is the thunderstorm right now. Again, the hail core seems to be right over Guyman. As we go forward, the area of rotation may be passing Guyman to the southeast. It's this area right here where we have the red changing with the green and the green mixing with the red. And again, that would be the area of concern for for maybe possible tornadic activity, but according to the Weather Service right now, they are saying that they feel that this tornado portion of the storm is not as dominant as it was a while ago. So now we're looking at mainly a very strong thunderstorm that's moving off to the southeast. Let me read this to you as we're looking at this storm coming in from the Weather Service in Amarillo. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for our friends in Deaf Smith and Oldham counties until 11 p.m. for the possibility of quarter-size hail. So that's out in Oldham County along I-40 from Adrian and Vega, non-tornadic. This thunderstorm right here, again, the tornado warning was allowed to expire, but this thunderstorm still has a lot of punch to it as it moves off to the southeast. And again, this thunderstorm has a hail core right over the top of Guyman. Let's take it back over to the tower camera and show you what we have right now. Barrage of lightning over the top of Guyman, possibly large hail coming down. If you live in Guyman, please be in your place of safety this time. Remember to batten down the hatches, get away from the windows, stay in the center part of the structure, and again, put as many walls around you as possible. And again, make sure your family's covered with pillows, blankets, towels, heavy winter coats. Even though the tornado threat may have temporarily passed or hopefully permanently passed, again, large hail can still do a lot of damage, and this is something we want to keep an eye on. Okay, so with this being in mind, what we're going to do, we're going to let our friends over on KCIT, I know we're on the news at 9. We're about to be out of the news at 9. We're about to be coming on live on KAMR Local 4 for the news at 10. Why don't we take a quick break and let our stations go back to their programming. And from this point forward, we'll keep an eye on the storm, and we'll get back more information to you as it becomes available.